Now let's meet Mobian and experience how it can transform our daily lives. So let's go ahead and explore how Mobian can bring happiness to our daily lives through a journey of new movements, and we'll start out with our diagonal drive and pivot turn technologies. Now on the screen above, please take a look as I talk about diagonal drive through a video. With both the front and the rear wheels able to be steered, it aligns in one direction, allowing for stable driving even in very narrow situations like shown here. It also allows you to reduce minor shaking, so no more worrying about spilling that coffee on the way to work. And then now observe a pivot turn. By steering only the rear wheel and keeping the front fixed, you're able to turn like a compass, making difficult parking situations more convenient. And no more worrying about scratching your vehicle while trying to park in a very tight space. Together, let's watch the actual driving demonstration of diagonal drive and pivot turn right here. Watch as diagonal drive enables you to easily navigate in tight spaces with those identical steering wheel angles from the front and the rear wheels. And then now we'll transition into the pivot turn, moving just the rear wheels, keeping the front fixed. You're able to pivot on that single point. You see how the front wheels ever so slightly turn. You know, it's incredible to see how Mobian's e-corner system is really right here in action. Next, I want to talk about a technology that's aiding in not only the driver, but it also helps out pedestrians around the vehicle. It's our ADAS and exterior lighting sensor. Now this was designed to ensure the safety of not only children, but of all pedestrians and drivers. Through display graphics on the front and rear panels, we're able to essentially escort the pedestrians as they're walking. You can imagine how this would be super beneficial in situations like in school zones. We want to make sure the children are extra safe as they're traveling from point A to point B. You see how they seamlessly walk across the street. It helps navigate, and then they go on their way. Let's take a look at how this driving action is in real time. Looks like we have our friend here to help us out. Hey Rocco, how are you today? Thanks for joining us.
Good, how are you, sir?
Now, as you step up here, notice how the Mobian will actually sense Rocco and then consider his movement at first. And then the front hidden display will track his direction and his speed and display that information to other vehicles on the opposite side in real time. Rocco, if you could go ahead and walk for me now. If you take a look at that screen, you'll see how it senses Rocco as he's crossing. Yep, see, after you, and then showcases as he walks past. Now, this is the safe technology that's made possible by Mobian's LiDAR or ADAS sensor, which can actually detect pedestrians in real time. You may have missed it, but as he crossed, our ground projection also helps by lighting the road and helping passengers navigate in dark situations, as well as, again, provide that pedestrian information to vehicles coming from different directions. Rocco, if you could cross one more time for us there. Notice how Rocco's exact movement is shown to nearby vehicles through that ground projection on the rear display, as well as helping him navigate with that lighted mobility. Mobian's always thinking about everyone, never just itself. Now, I want to ask you, have you ever had that moment on a very narrow road, maybe a 2-lane road, and you're coming down that road and there's another car coming towards you and it's so narrow at that point that one of you has to make a decision. Who has the right of way here? Now those types of situations can be very inconvenient, but with our next technology, Mobian's zero turn, we can turn those situations, pun intended, into a dream. By individually rotating each wheel inwards to align its center, it allows the vehicle to spin right around on that spot. Now with this feature, even on a narrow alleyway, as long as there's space that's wide enough for the vehicle, a 360-degree turn is always possible. I always like to say, you never need to worry, you can just zero turn. Let's see Mobian's zero turn in action right here. Love that, look at those wheels, they turn into the center. And notice that ground projection is literally navigating and helping people around the vehicle notice this unexpected and unique movement coming from the vehicle. You see how those arrows on the ground projection now turn around to note that it's going the opposite direction. In just a second, you'll see how we seamlessly transition into the diagonal drive, allowing the vehicle to simply move to the backside of our stage very smoothly and nicely. You'll see those ground projection arrows, again, notating the car is moving in an unexpected way. Those are just some of the new movements we can look forward to, transforming our inconvenient driving experiences into more convenient ones in the future. Our next technology, which is called our crab drive, is especially handy for situations like grabbing a drink at a drive-thru, or perhaps paying at parking lots, or even just navigating very tight parallel parking situations. It's a lateral sideways movement. If your arm just can't quite reach, no problem. You literally just move sideways to make things much, much easier. Let's take a look at crab drive in action right here. All four wheels turning there, and then seamlessly, you're navigating on your way very nicely there, allowing you to easily just move sideways. It's amazing to see that move. And then look at that, we're culminating with that beautiful zero turn. So nice. I'm excited to see how this will change our lives in the future. Look at that demonstration of that zero turn. Very, very nice. And so far, I've explained how technologies enabled by Mobian's eCorner system and its exterior sensors and lighting can be integrated into our daily lives. Pretty nifty stuff, but I got one more for you, all right? Our last feature is called our reverse drive. Now for this one, think about when you're on a really narrow road. Sometimes it can be very difficult to do a U-turn if you have a large vehicle. Take a look at the screen as I explain this, and it'll be very obvious to you how it works. So Mobian is able to turn its rear wheels in the opposite direction of the front wheels, allowing you to essentially adjust your turning radius in real time. You see how that first car had to go back and forth to turn? Well, our Mobian just reduces the turning radius. It's able to turn even sharper, and then it can easily and without hesitation exit right there. It's really easy to see how the future of mobility is just around the corner. And you know what? These technologies are not some far-off story. The eCorner system, the projection lighting, and our hidden lighting are almost production ready, and we're working with global automakers to get those and present those to you on the road very soon. All of these technologies are aligned with Hyundai Motor Group's overall software-defined vehicle strategy, offering solutions tailored to customer needs and then enabling continuous updates. Today, Mobis aims to redefine movement. Our new definition of movement encompasses not only the fresh dynamics enabled by that eCorner system, but also the evolving trends of the mobility ecosystem in the era of electrification. Our technologies will infuse significant energies into each and every one of your lives, and we promise to continually strive until the day your life's inconveniences are turned into conveniences. Thank you. And Mobian, please say a thank you to everyone for coming here, and take your final bow right here at Hyundai Mobis.